Go to the NBA. The Celtics took on the Hornets last night. Hornets a very good team. Jaylen Brown at 35 points, 9 rebounds. Jayson Tatum added 23. Boston took down Charlotte 113-102. So the Celtics now 3 games behind the Pistons in the 2 spot, which they can lock up tomorrow at the Garden when they face the Knicks, who are in the 3 spot. Boston has won 7 out of their last 8 games. And now the question is there a gap between the Boston Celtics and everyone else in the East? That includes the Pistons. Brian Windhorst is with us now. Wendy, what do you think?
Good morning, gentlemen. By the way, Doug, I went to the Angels game on Sunday, and I'm here to tell you that Mike Trout got slammed in the hand by a pitch.
We were worried about that.
And
I
thought it broke his hand, so I understand why Soler is not happy about the ball coming inside like that. Just want to say that.
Excellent job. Excellent.
How the hell wait a minute. How the hell does Wendy have time to go to a baseball game? That's really the news right there. How the hell that happened?
Dog, Cal Raleigh, they were playing the Mariners. Cal Raleigh off to a rough start, dog.
Look at him. He's showing off now.
Listen, he's going to get the 1 home run.
Yeah.
Boy, oh, boy, what a job, Mr. Windhorst, who I love, by the way. You always knock him. He's a great guy, Windhorst.
Wendy. He's lying on national television. Wendy knows better than that. But go ahead. Lying to the American
public. I went to the Laker game last night. Not as competitive, but that's a different story for later on. Yes, Shay, there is a gap between the Celtics and the rest of the East. Absolutely. This was the big fear look, it was Stephen A's big fear. He's out here trying to talk Jayson Tatum out of playing again a couple of months ago because he knows if Tatum comes back, they're in trouble. Not only that, Tatum came back. This was so thought out. Obviously, they had to make sure that the leg was okay. But this was so thought out. He came back at a point in the season where he was going to have time to ramp up. When you come back from an injury like this, I don't care who you are. I don't care how miraculous it is or whatever, or what age you are, or who performed the surgery. It doesn't matter. You're going to be a little rusty. And he was a little rusty. But now he's almost a month in now. He's gotten so many minutes under his belt. And the way the Celtics play, it is just seamless the way they can bring him back in. Jaylen Brown's shots and minutes and usage rate hasn't suffered at all. They've plugged him right in. So if you're in the Eastern Conference and you're watching Tatum get better by the week, of course you're going to be worried. I do think that the East playoffs are going to be compelling for various reasons. I think people are underselling the danger that the Knicks might bring. But there's no way you can't watch the way Boston's looked progressively each week that Tatum's come back and not say that they're the favorite for sure.
Favorite, maybe. If I had to pick one of the 4, Cleveland, Knicks, Celtics, and Detroit, I would take the Celtics. I don't know if the gap is as large as Brian might think. Listen, the Knicks could beat them. They beat them last year, and they had them beat before Tatum got hurt. They were going to win that. They were up 2 games to 1, about to go 3-1 up, so keep that in mind. Detroit does have home court. We know Stevie loves Detroit. He'll talk about them in a second. I'm not saying that I would, if I had my life on the line, I would take the Celtics out of the East. I definitely would do so because they got the 2 best players. So I would do it. But if you're going to also tell me the Knicks are going to be a pain in the neck in that series, okay? They are going to be, the Knicks are a weird team. They're up and down. Towns sometimes good, sometimes not. I understand we know the Knicks issues, but they're going to be a pain in the neck. They are going to give the Celtics all they can handle. They'll probably be a 7-game series, and the Knicks could win a 7th game in Boston. They're going to have to because of the home court. So though I agree with Brian for the most part, I would put him a little ahead. Brian's got him too far ahead. I wouldn't go that far.
I agree with Brian because of the way Jayson Tatum is looking. And as an aside, I'm very upset with Jayson Tatum. As great of a player as he is, he's an even better person. Love him. Love everything about him. A superstar in this league that is just one of the classiest people that you'll ever meet. He's been on this show. What I'm mad at him about is that he didn't listen to me, Shaq. Say you can relate because you don't listen to me. He didn't listen to me. You can relate because you don't listen to me. I'm very upset because Jayson Tatum, I tried to coax him into sitting out the season. I said, this is the Achilles tear. You don't want to come back. You want to stay home. Just stay away. Relax. They don't need you. It's okay. It's all right. Okay, you could come back next season. When I said that the New York Knicks were going to the NBA Finals because Jayson Tatum had that damn Achilles tear, Damian Lillard, while in Milwaukee, had the Achilles tear, and of course Tyrese Halliburton, who knocked the Knicks out the last 2 years, had the Achilles tear. And damn it hasn't worked out because this damn Jayson Tatum, it's really getting on my nerves right now. Over the last 6, I'm just looking at this guy right now. Over his last 6 games, Jayson Tatum is averaging 25 points on 46% shooting, 38.5% from three-point range. By the way, he's also averaging 10.7 rebounds and 7.3 assists. This is a guy coming off an Achilles tear, 200-plus days ahead of what Kevin Durant and others came back from when they had the Achilles tear. I'm like, damn it. And they're 13-2 with Jayson Tatum in the lineup. And they're an Eastern Conference best 11-2 since March 14th. I am very, very concerned. And the New York Knicks don't look like the New York Knicks we've known and loved over the last 2 or 3 years. Yes, they're a good team. Yes, they're a playoff caliber team. But these are not the same Knicks. These are not the same gritty Knicks that looks like they'd cut your eyes out if they had to beat you, that we watched over the last few years. This is a softer version of the Knicks. So that, combined with the inexperience and being devoid of a second offensive option, like Detroit is, even though Jalen Durham can score and he's an all-star and he's a really good player, somebody the Knicks should have drafted, by the way, don't get me started with that. Even though that's the case in Detroit, you don't have that bona fide secondary offensive player from the perimeter, and you look at the New York Knicks being who they have been, particularly against teams with a better than 500 record, I find myself siding with Wendy on this one. I think the Boston Celtics have emerged as the team to beat in the Eastern Conference by a difference.
You think more than me? Okay.
So I can... Yeah, I will say, I do think, Shay, that the Knicks are somewhat undervalued. What Dog is saying, there's a few things with the Knicks I can't really explain. For example, their starting lineup doesn't play well at all in the first and third quarters. Like, they don't fit together for various reasons. But then when they close games, sometimes they're really good. That group is really good. I can't quite explain that. I can't quite explain why, for example, Mike Brown stopped playing Mohamed Diawara, who I think is a really nice young player that should be getting more minutes. All of a sudden,
so
he stopped playing.
I agree with that.
I can't figure out why. But what I will say, guys, is the Knicks are set up to be a good playoff team. They have all of the assets and all of the tools that you need to be a good playoff team, which is why they beat the Celtics last year, because they are particularly set up to win a playoff series, including they have a closer. They have a closer who can take a game that could go either way, grab it by the throat, and bring it home. Jalen Brunson has done this over and over. And for all the criticism that Mike Brown has received this year, and some of it is fair, he does have a history of being a very good playoff coach. And I've watched it firsthand. When you give him 4 or 5 days to prepare for an opponent, when you give him the opportunity to game plan between games, he does have a history of doing a very good job with his teams. So I would just say, I like the Celtics to win the East, but do not underrate the power of what the Knicks can bring.
Yes, I think you saw the closing aspect of that when they played the Hawks the other night. Jalen Brunson really took over in the final minutes of the game, and the Hawks didn't really have that option in terms of a closer.
We're not letting Wendy get away with that.
I'm
not underestimating the Knicks. I'm saying the opposite. We came into this season with expectations. This is not about us looking at the New York Knicks and walking around not expecting anything from them. This is about us expecting more, and we've seen less. There's a difference. This is what I had to tell the great Mike Breen when he went on the air and spewed his blasphemy about let's not forget how wonderful the New York Knicks have been in recent memory and since Leon Rose arrived and all of this. He's right, but that wasn't the point. The point is this was a window of opportunity that the New York Knicks were supposed to be capitalizing on, and it does not appear like that's going to be the case. And that is what has us worried and disturbed. And people like Wendy and Breen and Kendrick Perkins and others.
I'll be on Mike Breen's
side. Love these people. I love these people. They're not getting away with it. They're not getting away with it. You understand? And I'm going to be mentioning Mike Breen a lot over the next few months. Damn it, because I love him. And I am very upset.
I advise you to stay away from Mike Breen. That's my advice.
That's my guy. Listen, we love Mike Breen, the Hall of Famer. You know, of course we love, we revere Mike Breen. But my goodness, to sit up there and to bring up, listen, we ain't won the championships in 1973. I don't want anybody coming on the air lecturing New York Knicks fans about how we supposed to appreciate where we are now. Well, where are we? We were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. We talk about the Knicks. Atlanta might be a threat in the first round. They got to face Boston in the second round, which is why this game against Boston coming up is pivotal. We need to see how you're going to do. You got a 2-1 edge on them. But that was without Tatum. Now that Tatum's back, what you going to do? We got to see that. I want to hear about last year. I'm a Janet Jackson fan, my brother. What have you done for me lately? Woo, 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 yeah. That's what I want to see. You understand? What have you done for me lately? That's what I'm talking about. Last year was last year. Anything less than a trip to the finals is not going to move us. If you get to the conference finals, okay, you did what Tom did.